Good morning and welcome to the Wisconsin Lieutenant Governor's Small Business Academy. Our session is Unleashing the Power of Digital Marketing. Just a quick reminder to all of you in the audience, we will have Q&A at the end of the session, and you are free to enter those questions into GoToWebinar at any time. And at this time, I would like to turn over the session to our dual facilitators, Ziming Wu with Wisconsin Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Dr. Kaiping Chen, University of Wisconsin-Madison, to introduce the session and our speaker. Thank you both. Ziming?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. So welcome to join us today. As Michael mentioned, this session is unleashing the power of digital marketing. So I'm Ziming Wu, the Executive Director of Wisconsin Chinese Chamber of Commerce. So I'm delighted to co-host with Dr. Kaiping today.
Yeah, thank you, Ziming. I'm Kaiping, and I'm an assistant professor in communication at UW-Madison. It's fantastic to be here with all of you this morning. We have an exciting hour ahead. We'll filled with a lot of insights in digital marketing to hopefully help you think about how you can transform your business strategies.
And today we'll dive into the essentials of digital marketing, exploring effective strategies and tools that can help evaluate your online presence and engage with your target audience more effectively.
And we are very fortunate to have Jessica Williams with us as our expert speaker. Jessica is the owner of the True Colors Marketing. Thank you for joining us, share your expertise.
Good morning.
So with that said, let's welcome Jessica Williams to the virtual stage. Jessica, please share your insight with us.
Thank you so much, Ziming. Hello and good morning to everyone. We are so thrilled that you all decided to join us as we embark on learning more about marketing and branding and digital marketing. It is such a huge topic. There's so much to cover over it, but today I really wanted to focus on highlighting how to develop an innovative marketing strategy, okay? So I am so thrilled that everyone is in, and we're going to get started right now. And I'll let you know that if you have any questions along the way, if you utilize the toolbox that is your control panel, you can actually enter in questions, and then I will see them and kind of filter them into the presentation, and we will have Q&A at the end of the course. So first and foremost, a little about myself. My name is Jessica Williams. I have been in media and marketing for over 12 years. I am a brand strategist, a marketing expert, a graphic designer, web designer, video editor, and I am a content creator. Through my business, True Colors Marketing Firm, I have had the opportunity to work with over 300 companies in order to help them in all areas of marketing. I have done marketing for so long that I have seen the trends change and this industry really evolve to where we were doing things that were much more cumbersome back then to now technology has allowed for the process to get easier and people understand marketing, digital marketing even more. My information is here on the screen regarding my business. And a little about me now, though I still own my company, I am primarily a TV host. I am a lifestyle and business host on CBS, and I host a daily talk show every morning at 9 a.m. And I am able to work with businesses just on a higher level now. So I help businesses get featured on television, okay? So highlighting their businesses, conducting interviews, really allowing for people to learn how to live their best lives, but also learn deeper about businesses and telling their story and allowing for people to see how to shop local, how to shop regionally or nationally. So it's really great. I love my job. So I'm so thrilled to be with you today to kind of share a little bit of all experience and expertise. So first up, before we can even get into diving into what is a brand strategy, right? What is a marketing strategy? It all starts with what is your brand. And so I always take the first step of saying brand development and refinement, because number one, if you currently do not have a brand, then you would have to develop it, right? You'll need to develop your brand. And I'll say, just because you have a business does not mean that you have a brand, okay? So the branding aspect is so important. Or if you currently have a business, then having it reevaluated to ensure that the brand is intact would be the refinement mode of it, okay? So you're choosing between. So here's what it looks like. Number one, you need to own your brand, okay? Own your brand. And that means that you understand what your business name is, that you have your website, that you have your social media handles, and you're locking in your business name on all platforms in all ways. Have you ever experienced trying to secure a social media handle or a website and your name is taken? Well, if you start off with your business claiming your business name across all channels, then you won't run into that, okay? So you have to own that brand. And most importantly, you need there to be consistency between the brand name on all platforms, okay? So whatever your business name is, making sure that your website URL is that name, and then your social media handles is that name. And if for whatever reason you have to add something to your social media handles, like saying that it's an organization or adding any type of word that's outside of your business name, make sure that it's consistent on all platforms of social media. That's just so key. It's simple, but it's key. Okay, next up is making sure that you write a proper description that really defines your brand. Okay, what does that look like? Number one, a descriptive statement. Okay, so making sure that you have the information that describes what your business is, who your business serves, and what types of products or services that you offer. Okay, so you want to make sure that you are always very clear and concise when it comes to communicating your business. There's nothing worse than having a conversation with someone and learning about their business and it's all over the place. It's like, I can't follow it. What is this business? So you want to be very clear and concise and simplify it. Especially because different industries have different lingo, and you want to make sure that whoever you're communicating your business to understands it really. The goal is not to go over people's heads and talk to them on a high level methods and processes of your brand, but it's for them to truly form a connection. How can your brand benefit them? Why would they be interested in your brand or referring your brand to someone else? Another thing is a mission and vision statement, okay? You always want to make sure that you have a prepared mission and vision statement. The mission statement really identifies what your business is doing. Like, why did you establish it? What is your mission? It's in the word. Why do you want your business to be in existence? What does your business do? How does your business help? How does your business plan to help? The foundation of your business is the mission statement. But then the vision statement is, where do you want your business to go? How do you see your business evolving? Okay, so those are things to think about and consider when it comes to writing down the information. And then you also want to have a detailed list of offerings, okay? Making sure that it's clear and concise what products, what services, what is it that your business offers in a tangible way, okay? Because sometimes there are businesses and I'm listening and I'm like, okay, but what exactly are you offering? Like, what is the get to the kicker? And so you want to make sure that you have that information ready for your business. And then having a brand kit. Okay, a brand kit is so important. And what does that look like? That's all of the information that really identifies your brand and sets your brand apart visually. So you have your logo, okay? Everyone knows you start off with the logo for your company. It is so important to invest in a great logo. I recommend that's something that's custom over putting together a couple of little elements in Canva or something. I recommend actually hiring someone to design your logo or getting a logo from a credible site that will give you a high quality logo in any type of DPI, so that you will have good resolution on it, okay? I always say that your logo should be such high quality that it can go on something as small as a business card, and it can scale all the way up to something as large as a door sign on your building or a big banner or a billboard, okay? You never know how your business can grow, so you want to think about little things in advance to secure your logo, okay? And you don't want to change your logo out often. Look at McDonald's, for example. They've had that same arc forever, right? So you have to just make sure that they evolve their logo and they add to the arch, they add to it, but they have the simplified logo that's still in the mix of it all. Pizza Hut still has that little slanted hat and all that kind of stuff. So think about that. Brand elements is something, are little pieces of design that goes with your logo. Let's say that you may have a couple of circles. Let's say that you may have some specific lines or a little symbol that goes with your logo. Let's say that you have some type of cocktail line or a wine company, and maybe little unique wine glasses is a symbol that you constantly use with your brand. So you just want to be mindful of what your elements are so you can consistently use them on all platforms, okay? And then of course a color scheme, making sure that your colors are always dominant and that you use them often. Even something as simple as this presentation for True Colors Marketing Firm, these are actually my brand colors, okay? So the Papa Yellow and my logo, and if you go to my website, you will see the turquoise and the purple being added to it. So you want to keep the flair of your color scheme consistently used throughout all of your products. So I would use this color scheme if I was sending out emails, on social media, my website, and even doing a presentation on behalf of my business.
So Jessica, just something quick. So when you consider to like hire someone to do the brand kit, maybe start connect your local chambers, or especially, you know, for Wisconsin Chinese Chamber of Commerce, we have offered a lot of digital marketing services. So you may get a free deal, or, you know, a very cost-effective offer. So consider to do that before you know, hire someone to proceed on those things.
Yes, that is true. That's a really good point. So basically, Zameen was saying to take advantage of your local resources that offers those types of services. So for example, the Wisconsin Chinese Chamber of Commerce, they have a whole marketing package that they offer to their members that includes brand development, marketing elements, and also a promotional video. So utilizing those internal or your local business organizations that offer that is first and foremost important. So next is typography and font, okay? So you wanna make sure that your text is very consistent, okay? And that you just have a uniform look. Moving on to the next thing with a brand development and refinement is making sure that you have an elevator pitch, okay? So you always want to have a 30-second persuasion speech, okay, ready to go. And they call it an elevator pitch because you can be in an elevator and randomly be next to someone that you've been wanting to partner with or invest in your company, and they just happen to be there. And so, you know, you get in an elevator with Mark Cuban, you got to shoot your shot, right? Because you will never be in an elevator with Mark Cuban again. And so you just have to have about 30 seconds, the time that it takes to get up a couple of floors of an elevator, to say all of your business information concisely and clearly, okay? And then business cards, I'm a big fan of those. I know those go out of style sometimes because of digital, but you cannot replace a business card by tapping your phone against someone else. When you tap your phone and send electronically your information, it just gets lost in the sauce, okay? And then next, you want to, contact collector. You want to have some type of resource or system that you can kind of organize all the contact informations that you collect from other people. Okay, so just the key takeaway with the brand development and refinement is do not launch your marketing until your brand is complete. Okay, you don't want to do it in reverse. You want to make sure that the brand is clear, and you only get one time to make a first impression, so make it right. Moving on. Okay, when it comes to marketing strategy, the first thing that you want to do is define your objectives and your goals. And what does that look like? It looks like understanding, why are you using digital marketing? Like, what is the reason? What are your goals? Well, here are a couple of goals that are primary. Number one, brand awareness. Okay, are you launching your business because you want, are you launching digital marketing for your business because you want brand awareness? Well, brand awareness, it means that your business is familiar. It is a recognizable brand. People see your logo, they remember that that belongs to you. They hear about your brand and they know the services that you offer. It lays the foundation for building brand equity and influencing consumer perspectives and purchases. Okay, so the goal is to be known. Okay, the goal is to be known. Next is your goal selling products or services. Okay, so if you're selling products, is it an online store? Are you selling it via a brick and mortar? Are you selling it vendor tables? Are you selling it through influencers? Are they selling your products for you? So how are you selling your products? Next is services. Are you selling consultations? Are you a contractor that may be a gardener, a makeup artist, a graphic designer? So you have services that you are selling. The goal is to purchase. Okay, so we're defining the goals. The goal, if you are selling a product or service, is to land that purchase. Next is your goal to promote an experience, okay, an event. Selling tickets for a concert, a party, a conference, a webinar. Are you trying to promote an experience? Well, if you are, then that goal is registration, right? That goal is ticket purchase, okay? Next is your goal growing an audience. Are you trying to grow an audience, okay? Why would you grow an audience? Well, for communication access. Are you trying to grow your email list, your mailing list, your text message notification list? Are you trying to gain more access to people quickly to get information to them? Are you trying to grow your audience for viewership, meaning you have a website blog, maybe you have a newspaper, maybe you have a TV show. So your goal is to grow your audience. Why? Because you want to grow your following, because the more of the following that you have, the more viewership that you have. And so, so to put a pin on this, defining your goals, brand awareness, your goal is to be known. Selling products or services, your goal is to acquire that purchase. Promoting an experience, your goal is to get that registration or ticket sale. And growing your audience, your goal is to grow your overall following. So when you are defining your goals, it is just so important too to accomplish the SMART goal, SMART goal is the standard of making sure that goals make sense when you're laying it out, and that's just being specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Okay, and that just applies to life, honestly. You want to make sure, let's say that you want to be more productive in life. You want to, make sure that you get tasks done or wake up earlier or have a more productive weekend. You can utilize making the goal specific. What do you specifically want to do? How do you measure it of accomplishing it? Is it achievable? Is it relevant to your life? And is it time bound? How do you weigh out the time to get it done? So the takeaway for defining your goals, this is my little encouragement takeaway, is just if you are feeling discouraged or overwhelmed at the thought of doing marketing, okay, because it can be cumbersome. It's like, oh, there's so many elements, there's so many factors to it. Or if you have already been posting and doing the steps to develop your marketing, but you have not seen results yet, I want to tell you to keep it rolling, okay? So remember that marketing is like a tumbleweed, okay? You start off, the tumbleweed and the hay, you start off, it's rolling, and you have to let it continue to roll for a while before it will grow, okay, and get bigger and bigger. And marketing is just one of those things you have to put in the work in order to see the results later. It's not going to be immediate. The only time that you will see an immediate snap marketing plan work is if, number one, you have large resources, right? You have hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars to pour into marketing like big companies do. And so you can't help but to be successful if you're pouring all your money into marketing, folks. And then number two, if you just have that sweet thing that goes viral. Okay, there's no formula for something going viral. It's just happenstance. Okay, so outside of that, the rest of us, we have to do these, we have to build out our strategy in order to make sure we are successful with marketing. Okay, so next, let's talk about understanding our target audience. Okay, so step one, we're identifying our goals. We know why we need a strategy. We know why we need digital marketing. Now, let's think about who do we need it for? Okay, I always say with your target audience, who are your people? Okay, who are your people? And let's talk about who your people are. Who are your people? Who are your customers? Okay. So there's a few ways that you can develop and understand who your people are, and that's by market research, that's by creating buyer personas, and that's by doing competitive analysis. Now, one thing I want to start off by saying is that anytime that you are developing a brand or a business, you already have in mind who you are creating it for. Right? If you develop a baby bag or a baby holder, well, you already know that's for mothers, new mothers in particular, mothers who have infants, right? So your target audience are mothers who are considering getting pregnant, mothers who are actively pregnant, and mothers who just had a baby. So you already know that. However, sometimes your audience can be something different, okay, than what you think. That example is very targeted, right? That was a very targeted audience. But you also have to consider, in knowing new mom is your audience, what is the age range of that? New mom nowadays is different in age range than new moms back then. Maybe before it would have been, a new mom would be 20 to 30. Well, guess what? Women in their 30s, even going into their 40s, are having kids now. And so you can kind of grow, you through research, you understand how to grow out that target range. And what is it demographically, right? So you have to think about gender, you have to think about race, you have to think about geographics. Okay, so all of these things kind of play into defining your target audience. So let's start with the market research part. So step one is understanding the market research for determining your target audience. And that really involves gathering data and insights to understand, as I just said, the demographics, the behaviors, and the preferences and the needs of the people that will most likely be interested in your products or services. This helps businesses really be able to tailor marketing efforts and businesses to resonate with their target audience effectively. Okay, so let's talk about behavior for a minute. What is behavior? Behavior patterns can look like what people's interests are. Like, are they interested in shopping? Are they interested in new and trending items? Do they like technology? Analytics is so intense now. You can learn so much because Google is working so hard across the board to get information. Look at people's buying patterns. What do people gravitate towards? You already know. Unless you completely shut down your tracking on some of the search engines, you know, if you look at a website and if you Google something, couple of hours later, you're going to be on a different website and bam, that purse that you were just looking at is going to pop up as an ad. It's so creepy sometimes because you forget, oh yeah, I just Googled that. It's almost like they can read your mind. I don't know. Alexa, sometimes she can read minds, but it's all built within how Google has formulated this really robust learning system of its consumers, right? They're doing their research on their target audience as well. So to conduct market research for determining your target audience, you want to start by defining your objectives in research questions, okay? Then utilizing methods such as surveys, interviews, focus groups, data analysts to gather information about your audience's demographics, the purchasing habits, their pain points, and all of that. And so the key is when you're saying, who does this apply to? And you're looking at a segmented group, you want to know if you can solve the problem that they have. That is one of the proven ways to know how successful your business will be. What are the pain points that people have and can you solve them? And continuing with that, with the example that I was saying with the baby product is, yeah, there's so many baby bags on the market. So you're just going to enter a saturated market? What is your niche? What sets you apart? You have to understand what people's pain points are. So by doing surveys, by doing research and collecting information, you can learn from mothers that, you know what? I have this baby bag, but I would love a baby bag that offers a built-in roll-out changing table. I would love a baby bag that I can not only throw over my shoulder as a cross handle, but I also want to crisscross it and throw it on my back as a backpack. I just made that up. But, you know, just thinking about how people can use products and you're saying, oh my gosh, that's a pain point. Ding, ding, ding. I have the solution for it. I'm going to create a bag that accomplishes that. Okay, so that's how market research plays into making sure that your business is marketable. The next thing is buyer persona. So this really goes into understanding who your consumer is by making up an avatar of that person. So with the baby bag example, you're saying my target audience is a woman that is 25. She lives in Milwaukee, okay? She is a first-time mother, and she and her interest and her pain points is not finding an affordable bag, okay? She wants a bag that is nice, but also a bag that's inexpensive because she's a single mom. Boom. Who's that person? Her name is Kelly. So now you have put together these features of what your target audience is, and you give that person a name. And her name is Kelly. And now moving forward, any decision that you make for your business, you're thinking about Kelly. And so you're writing out your website and you're saying, hey, Kelly, in your head, hey, Kelly, are you looking for a bag that's affordable, that's perfect for first-time moms? you're writing it to Kelly, taking her name out, but you're writing it to Kelly. When you do your email messaging, hey, Kelly, I'm so thrilled to share with you. Not only do we have an affordable bag, but we have it in 5 different colors. On your social media, hey, Kelly, good morning. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I know being a mom is challenging, but we're going to brighten your day with this 20% off sale. You're not saying Kelly, but you're saying Kelly in your head. And so when you know that you're specifically talking to someone, it allows for you to personalize the experience to make sure that you are really tapping into your target audience. And then next, lastly, is competitive analysts, okay? And this is just really understanding your competitors, the people that are doing it right? You have competitors that may be on your level, like direct competitors that offer something similar to your similar audience, same price point. And then you have your indirect competitors that are people above you that you don't compete with because maybe they're national and maybe your brand is local, or they're just their price point is so much higher that you're not going to have the same customers. But looking at what they do and how they do it well will help you out, okay? And that falls into something that's like SWOT analysts. I'm not going to get into the weeds, but SWOT analysts, which is really understanding the strengths, the weaknesses, and how you can really improve your brand by taking an observation at someone else's brand. Okay, so my takeaway for target audience is you have to build your target audience to get to know them, to court your target audience before you ask for them to buy your products or give them your email address. And I always think about if you are, for example, walking into a bar, okay, you walk into maybe a hotel bar, a restaurant bar, and you go up to the counter or the bar to order a drink, and there's a guy or a girl standing there, they're ordering a drink, and they turn to you and say hi, and you say hi, and they say, can I have your number? Can you give me your email address? You'd be like, who are you? Who are you? Why would I give you my information? No, this is weird. You would have those same reactions, right? So you have to think about that when you are asking for information from your audience. You know, there's a lot of times that people assume, well, they should give me their email address so that I can put them on my mailing list. As soon as someone goes to your website, that pop-up notification pops up. They have not been on your website for 5 seconds and that pop-up happens. You're like, give me your email address. No, 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 no. You want to court. You want to allow for people to get to know your brand, get to know you before you ask for their information, okay? So just a little tidbit. There is a way that you can put a delayed feature on those pop-up boxes on your website where maybe 2 minutes in or 1 minute in, give them an opportunity just to see your site. Don't let that pop-up box be the first thing that they see when they go to your website. Okay, next, let's talk about selecting your digital marketing platforms, okay? So now that we have our brand developed, we have our objectives, we know our goals, we know who our target audience is. Now let's figure out how to find that target audience on digital marketing platforms. So there are a few things to think about when it comes to platforms. So the first one is a website, okay? So you want to have a well-designed website that enhances credibility, accessibility, visibility, and really enables your small business to reach a broader audience. You want to build that trust, and you want to compete effectively in the digital landscape, okay? I always get asked, well, Jessica, do I need a website? Businesses ask me this all the time. Do I need a website? I have a social media page. That's good enough. I just send my clients to my social media page. I love answering that question because I say, yes, you need a website. I don't care if you have a social media page. Yes, you need a website. And the reason is because social media pages were not meant to be the primary informational page for your business. Social media is ever evolving, and as you post content, it gets pushed down. So people really cannot get the full picture of what your business is and do everything you need for them to do on social media. A website is a hub. It should be the hub for your business, right? So when someone goes to your website, they should be able to understand who you are, what you have to offer. They should be able to see the list of products and services. They should be able to read more about your history on your about page, and they should be able to contact you via a contact form, or you have a website, an email address available or a phone number available on your website. So they should be able to contact you, and then they should be able to look at your portfolio of work or services or register for the event that you're hosting, right? All of this is taking place through different tabs on your website. And then you can have a tab or icons on your website so that they can see your social media and follow you there. But the goal, you always want to bring people back to your website, because I just listed about 6 different things they can do on your website, and they can't do that on your social media page. They can do that on your website, and you throw them over to social media to follow it, that's fine, but the website should be the hub of all your information. When it comes to creating a website, there are different ways to. You can hire someone, but now technology allows for you to give it a try yourself. You know, there's Wix, there's actually, I think I have that information. So you have Wix, you have WordPress, you have Spotify, BigCommerce, Squarespace. These are the popular ones. Most of these you can try yourself, but I do say try because, so I am a web designer and I've designed so many websites, and I've worked with both people who have hired me from the jump when they started their business. I have done rebranding websites, or I've done cleanup websites where people start the process and it just gets too confusing. And when people have to decide if they should hire someone, I say this across the board. You have to understand what your technical skill level is, and how much time you're wasting doing it. So you are valuable as a business owner. When you create your business and your business idea, that, like you being high level strategy, high level figuring out how to get your product, how to create the high quality product that you want to sell, that is your focus point. There are other aspects to a business that you should not have to focus on, such as marketing, such as building your website, such as handling your social media, such as handling your finances and filing your taxes. There are CPAs and accountants that specialize in it, that can get it done efficiently. The same with marketing. Now, however, I know this from experience because my niche, my primary customers were startups, small businesses, and entrepreneurs, because I love them. I love when people have a joy and a passion for starting a business and they go after it. So I started my company to help them go after their business in an affordable way. The fact of the matter is, when you first start your business, you don't have the budget for marketing, and that's completely understandable. So yes, a website may cost upward of $1,000, $1,500 for a nice website. Well, if you don't have the finances for it, you can give it a try, but just understand that you're going to have to do research. You're going to have to take a couple of online trainings to walk you through how to use each of the systems, but it doesn't hurt to give it a try, okay? So the next thing with websites, or the last thing I move on, is optimization of the site, and then also making sure that you monitor those Google Analytics, which tells you everything: who's on your site, what they're doing, what pages they're looking at, what referred them to the site. Google Analytics is amazing. Okay, so benefits of having your website marketing is, of course, increased visibility. Okay, people who you send to your page. It also increases your SEO, your search engine optimization for your brand. If you have a website and you have special keywords put in the website, okay, it can improve your ranking. You'll get an enhanced user experience. So with a well-optimized website, and users can look through the 6 things I told you about, easily look at the About You page, the services that you offer, how to contact you, maybe some testimonials, and then also learning how to find you on social media. Those things should be easily accessible on your website. And then improve credibility. I believe in the quality of a business based on their website. If I go to a business website and it's janky, I'm like, ooh, these services may be janky. Or if someone doesn't have a website, I'm like, are you a real business? We're living in a day that people just put business names and slap the title of CEO on everything, and they don't even have a real business that's not even registered with the Secretary of State. They just say, oh, I'm running a business, and everyone says that they're an entrepreneur when they're not yet. So you want to be official, and part of the way that I can learn more if a business is official is if they have a website. Okay, another platform is social media. Okay, so when we think about social media content, we are thinking about what to post, where to post, when to post, and how to post it. Okay, there's so much that goes into social media content and social media platforms. But as you all know, social media is crucial for a business. One of the key things I would say is that social media helps people learn if the business is still a viable business, if the business is still an active business, because businesses come and go, they open and shut. And sometimes you can even have a website and maybe the website is still active, but the business isn't active anymore. So when I go to a website, I typically go down to the bottom and I look in the footer area to see if they've updated their copyright year. And that's just a little tip too. If you have a website, you need to make sure that you are updating your copyright year, all rights reserved copyright year every year. It should say 2024 right now. If I go to a website and it says 2022, I'm like, oh goodness, they're not active. But social media and consistently posting on social media will let people know that you are active. And the sad thing about it, especially if you are selling products or services where people need to make a purchase on your website, you need to build as much brand credibility as possible because you're presenting yourself on a digital platform. They cannot see you, they cannot touch you, they cannot speak to you. They have to trust that you are a business, that if they give you their money, that you are going to give them the product or the service that they are paying for. And it's easy to fall into a scam or a misunderstanding. Last summer, I was purchasing this really cute top that went with my sorority and this matching like Stanley Cup type of thing that was kind of bedazzled, and it was so cute. And this website looked like it was active, and I paid probably about $80 for this item, and I got a confirmation email. I got an order email saying, okay, it'll take a couple of weeks, then we'll get your order to you. And I never received the order. I emailed the contact people that was on the email. Nobody responded. And so I had to take extra measures, call your bank and do all of that stuff. But I was so irritated that there was an active website that looked like it was working and their payment system still worked, but they were not an active running business anymore. So you want to make sure that you build in that trust so that people know that you can help them. Okay, so different social media systems, as you all know, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest are the primary ones, and X, okay, if you still use X, formerly Twitter. So benefits of social media is it's cost effective. Oh my gosh, it's free. Social media is free. You don't have to pay to sign up. You don't have to pay to have this public page that allows for people to understand your personality, your character, your services. It's free until you have to do paid ads or you boost your post. It is free. So that's important. It has a really great audience reach because billions of people are on these social media platforms, okay? So if you use it, post, use a hashtag, get as much reach that you can so you can get as many impressions as you can, okay? So the reach is how many people that you reach out to, the impressions are how many people that actually, how many times they look at your content. And then of course, engagement and brand building. I love social media because you can talk back to your clients. When people go to your website, you can't talk back to them unless they fill out a contact form or you have a little chat box. People are not going to go to your website to let you know what they do or don't like about your brand, but they will go to social media. And if you post something, they can say, oh my gosh, I used that hair cream. It was great. I'm going to buy another one. Or someone would say, oh, I bought a product and it took too long to come in. You get instant feedback so that you can make the proper changes for your business. Okay, and lastly, for platforms, email marketing. Email marketing is just an amazing way that you can directly target messages to your target audience, and you can send it as a group, you can send it individually, but it really is a high effective method for business communication. Even to this day, people are on their emails all day. They get notifications if emails come through, and it really allows for you to communicate directly to your audience, to promote your products or services, and to nurture the leads, and to also drive conversions. Because on your email, you're getting people to do the next thing. On your email, you need for them to go to your website to make a purchase. You need for them to go to your website to read your blog. You need for them to go to your landing page to register for your event or your webinar. You're getting them to do something. You need for them to follow you on social media. You can kind of communicate what you need and communicate what you're going to do for them, meaning offer them a promotion, 20% off, buy one, get one free. People learn about yourselves the most effectively through email communication. And then, of course, here are some email marketing platforms. I recommend MailChimp. That one has user-friendly tools and a lot of good analytics and things, but HubSpot allows for you to track communication. You can see when people open your emails and you can kind of get a better idea of what's working for you. But we're gonna keep going. As I just said, I've already told you the benefits: high conversion rate, accessibility, and visibility. And so the biggest takeaway, please listen to me. You do not have to be a digital marketing hero. Okay, you don't have to be on every single platform. You choose the right platform. It's not about being on every platform, it's about being on the right platform. And that is specific to social media. Okay, if your audience base sways more younger, middle age, Instagram, you like Instagram, great. If you don't want to do Facebook, you don't have to. Now, if you have an older demographic as your audience base, you need to consider it because that's where they live more. But you don't have to have everything. You don't have to have Pinterest. I said it. You don't have to have Pinterest. You don't have to be on X. You don't have to have all of these things. Choose the right ones that you enjoy doing and then use those. Okay. Okay, so I'm looking at time. I'm going to quickly get through content development because it's really important, because I've told you what platforms to use and now what type of content to use on them. I'm going to jet through this quickly because I want to get to your questions, okay? So, overview of content. The most important thing with your content is that you want to be able to educate, entertain, or inspire. Your content that you put out should educate, entertain, or inspire. What does that look like? Educating content may be a company overview. You may be explaining your services to them, your products, your mission, who you serve, okay? You're informing them about your company. Or you may be educating them via how-to guides, step-by-step instructions, or a tutorial that teaches them how to accomplish a specific task or solve a problem. Remember, pain points, you have the resolution. Okay, so how-to guides. Another type of content is infographics, right? So you can give visual presentations of information or data or stats. Ooh, there's nothing better than having a big stat in the middle of an Instagram graphic. It brings your eye to it and they want to know, what is this information? Stats are good. And then also you may have education through explainer videos, short animated, or someone speaking on camera that allows for you to educate the audience and explain things in a more personable way. So, education. Next, entertaining content. Memes, GIFs, okay? Things that are funny, things that are short animated, or things that are just relatable. People love a good meme. It may draw people in if you make good ones or repost good ones. So it's just a little funny, haha. We all are inside the inside joke. Okay, that's what a meme and gift is. Funny videos like comedy sketches, parodies, prank videos. You just want people to be amused and laugh, okay? Quizzes and puzzles, quizzes and polls allow for people to be interactive, right? They're able to be a part of it all. So you engage them by trivia questions, by asking personalities, or would you rather this or that? Do you like this or that? It gets people involved and they care. More time, the more that people are involved in your post and you get them to converse underneath your comments, the more your post gets higher reach in the social media algorithm, okay? So you're able to get that post out there more and they'll continue to share it. Interactive experiences such as online games, puzzles, and interactive entertaining elements is always great, okay? Like I said, get them involved. Lastly, inspires. Inspires is a big one. Success stories, letting people know about how your business or your services impacted them. Sharing testimonials is huge. Personal experiences, doing a little storytelling is good. Motivational quotes. People always want motivation. Motivational quotes will never get old because as we live our life and we're scrolling through social, there's so much junk on social media, things that are discouraging, news information, it weighs you down. A little encouragement, a little pep talk, people do appreciate that. Personal development articles, okay, blogs, sharing tips, tricks, and insights, always good. And then also having philanthropy or social impact stories. Talking about the good in your business, the good in this world, the good in the people that you know is inspiring. Social media content for social media, you want it to pop, you want it to be visual, you want to bring people in. This was one of my clients. I designed these items highlighting their product. If it's social media content that you're using video, you want to make sure that you're aware of the different formats, okay? If you're using Instagram video, Instagram stories, or Instagram reels, you want to make sure that you have the proper formats. And this is easily Googleable to understand the formats. Website content, you want to make sure it's pop, you want to make sure it's relevant. This is a website that I designed. You want to make sure that it speaks to the brand. And like I said, cohesiveness in the color, cohesiveness in the information. Website content, you want to change out your banners every so often, especially if you're highlighting different sales or promotions. And you also want to have little sub pieces of information that you can change out. Changing the banner refreshes your website. Therefore, when people come to it again, they see new information, or those could be paid ad size graphics at the bottom. Okay, and then email blast content, making sure that it pops and that it's there. So we're gonna stop here. Content key takeaway, think outside the box. Try it, do it, go for it. You cannot fail with it. You're either got to learn if it's going to work or if it's not going to work. Okay, so we'll stop there. So much, like I said, there's so much to share. I'm pulling up the questions. There are so much to share. So let's go ahead and jump into the questions.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jessica. I know we need to end the seminar like in 3 minutes. And for the audiences, please drop your question in the question box. I don't see any questions. I will go ahead to ask Jessica one question. So Jessica, you mentioned about marketing.
There are questions, by the way. I do see them on my end.
Okay, so then maybe Jessica, you go ahead to address, yeah.
Okay. One question is, what advice would you give if you have a brand to be presented on a news platform? What do you look for before you interview brands on a news platform? So value to the audience is what you look for if you're going to feature a business on television. Is value to the audience, your knowledge, okay? Are you an expert in a certain field? Is there something tangible that the audience can take away? We care about what our audience responds to, and so that is the key, just a high level, that's the key. But I will say that I will be launching a how to get featured on television course here in the next couple of weeks. So if you are interested in that, then you can email me and I'll put you on the email list to get that information in advance. So I'm going to move on to the next question. That's a great question, but if you're interested in this course, then send me an email. Okay, next question is it important to have a responsive logo with variations, horizontal, vertical, circular, for different marketing mediums, i.e. Facebook or a website? Yes, it is. So anytime that you get a logo created for you, you want to have it in full color, you want to have it in black, you want to have it in white, you want to have it transparent, because you never know what requires it. You want to have it in a box, in a white circle. Have it in every single format, and yes, you can use it in different ways. Just make sure it's the same logo, just in a different color scheme. Okay, so have it in one color and then use the black and white patterns. What type of system or organization method do you recommend to store emails of prospective clients, partners, or sponsors? If you are using something like a Google, Gmail, or something like that, then you can create subfolders off to the side, which creates little labels. So when an email comes through and that's a potential client that you need to follow up with, go ahead and drag it over. Therefore, it's nice and organized in that way, and it doesn't get lost in your other emails. If you're looking for an actual system, a professional system, then utilize HubSpot. Okay, HubSpot is actually a CRM, which is a customer relations management platform, and you can actually tag and pin notes to say, prospective client, this client is now a lead, I had a meeting with this client, and it lets you organize that process. Another question is, can you have more than one goal? Absolutely. On that goal list that I talked about, a lot of times several of those will be your goal. You always want to have brand awareness to be your goal. If you don't have a product or service, maybe you are promoting an event, and you always want followership and growth of follower to be a goal. So absolutely, you can have more than one goal. Do you have any good websites for market research?
Okay, good morning.
Not off the top of my head, I don't.
Thank you all for being here this morning, and thank you so much, Jessica, for presenting. We are out of time. We need to wrap up the session. Ziming, Kaiping, yes. Jessica, quick last word. We need to give our attendees a moment to pause.
All right. Yeah, thank you, Jessica, for that enlightening presentation. Let's now close the session. And one thing I want to mention, I think that's very important thing, is when you have website, you have social media promotions, but the most important thing is the quality of the service and product. Without quality service and product, you're not going to be successful. So that's very important part. All right, thank you everyone for attending this session.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jessica. And one thing I would just like to say, if people, I know that there's more questions on the list, please feel free to send me an email and I'll be happy to answer your questions.
Very cool. Thank you. Thank you, Jessica.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you again, Ziming, Dr. Kaiping Chen, and Jessica Williams, all for presenting this morning. We really appreciate your perspective. And to all of you for attending. We will now take a short break and return at the top of the hour in about 3 minutes.